Welcome everybody. Tonight we're going to be learning um, for the release of Hirsch ben Rachel Ferla by Jonathan Goldberg, Poland. That's who we're learning for. He's currently in captivity, and his cousin studies at the yeshiva. So he asked us if we could learn and sign up for some slots. They're doing a 24-hour learning for him. So we're going to do this class for may merit his release, his safety, that he should return and see his family. So we're gonna do chapter 142, which I think is a fitting chapter. You want to find it in your Tehillim online, or if you have a book in person. We'll go through the words and then we'll say it. In YU, every day they do 10 minutes, right? We learn from 9 to, usually we learn from 9 to 12. From 12 to 1, we have lunch. But in YU, for the past, just basically since October 8th, right? They've been doing 10 minutes every day from 11:55 to 12:05, and we do a few chapters of Tehillim, and they they do the same chapters for around 2 weeks, and then they switch it up to give us something new, to keep it fresh. Otherwise, you kind of get used to the same thing. So one of the chapters that we were doing is 142. It's maybe less a little bit less classic than some of the other ones we've been doing, which is 121, 30, 20. But this is it's still they're all very powerful, every one of Tehillim. Also, just on a personal note, I've been going through all of Tehillim a little bit every single day. It's something that you can do also, just on your own time. I do it with YU, but then also a little bit on my own time, just 5 minutes every day. You get to see all of Tehillim, and just to take that time and think about the people who need our tefillas. Either they're fighting or they're in captivity. But we'll start with one. We'll go to 142 now. It's 8 psukim, and it starts by Maskil David Biosova Mara Sefila. It's also a famous song if you want to look it up. Maskil David. It's a beautiful song. And if you look up the song after, you'll know now what you're saying. But the context of this one, they explain here, is that Maskil David, it's a song written by David Bioso when he was Vameara in the cave, Sefila, a prayer. So this is in the cave, they say David was hiding in a cave and he was basically trapped by Shaul and his army who hunted him relentlessly. So this is obviously very fitting to say he's basically trapped in a cave. That's, I don't think you need me to tell you what to be thinking about when you say those words. Biosova Mara Sefila. And this is as when he was there, this is the tefillah. This is the tefillah that he said. So go to pasuk Beis. Koli el Hashem ezak, with my voice to Hashem ezak. Ezak means I cry out. Koli el Hashem eschanan, with my voice to Hashem I plead. So it's a repetitive, right? But we say ezak, which is cry out, and eschanan means I plead. So they explain in the article that there are many forms of prayer. In extreme moments of crisis, one can merely cry out, "Please, Hashem, help me." After the danger subsides somewhat, a person can compose his thoughts and pray in a more articulate and meditative manner. And so that's how they explain the difference between ezak, meaning initially, right? All we can do is cry out to Hashem, just say, "Hashem, help." In a time of danger, in time of great need, you don't have time to think about how you want to articulate your prayer in the most meaningful way. You just cry out to Hashem and say, Hashem, help me out. That's what ezak is. And then eschanan is more of like a rationalized, thoughtful type of prayer to Hashem. Eschanan, I'm pleading to you, Hashem. I'm pleading to you. Please help me out. And eschanan, right? It's a familiar word. It's because we have the parsha of Eschanan, and that's the parsha where Moshe's begging a Kadosh Baruch Hu to let him into Eretz Yisrael, and he says, Rashi tells us there that he basically prays 515 times. But it's a very strong language of pleading to Hashem and asking for him with help during this time when we're trapped in a cave. Yeah, that's pasuk beis. Okay. Then we go to pasuk gimel. Eshpoch lefanav sichi, sarasi lefanav agid. So eshpoch means pour. Lefanav, before him. Sichi, they translate that as my plaint. Which I don't even know what that really means, but in the Rav Kook, they translate that as basically conversation. That or that it was just another name for tefillah, basically that I'm pouring out to God in tefillah. That's what he's saying. That this first we started ezak, I cry out, eschanan, I plead, and then I literally empty myself before you in tefillah. Like everything is coming out of you. Out of me when I'm praying to Hashem. Sarasi, Sara means pain. So sarasi means my pain. Lifanav, before you, agid, I say. Meaning to say that I'm telling you, right? David's kind of, even a way, kind of telling us how we're supposed to daven to Hashem. We're supposed to tell him all the pain that we feel, right? We're pouring out to Hashem and saying, this is all the pain that I'm in. I'm declaring it before you. Okay, that's pasuk gimel. So then the next pasuk is daled. Bihisateif alai ruchi. When first we'll go through the words, then we'll go through a little explanation. Bihisateif alai ruchi. When it faints, that's what they translate. Bihisateif. When it faints, alai, within me, ruchi, does my spirit. Ve'ata yadata nesivasi. And then you know my perilous path. Be'orach zu ahalech tamnu fachli. On whatever road that I walk, they have laid a snare for me. So the way they explain it in the Rav Kook on Tehillim, they say that meaning to say that when I'm in such a pain, right? When the spirit faints within me, basically. So they say it means as follows: in the time where I'm in such a pain, or I'm in the situation of such a good pain, such a big pain, and like it's like they explain that it's like the guys, meaning we're basically quoting the conversation that the author's having with God. That he's saying to God, when I'm in such a big pain, and he's saying, and like he's trying to explain how much pain he's in to God, and he says, "Ve'ataya data nesivasi." You actually, I don't even need to explain to you how much pain I'm in, because you're a Kadosh Baruch Hu, and you already know how much pain I'm in, and I can't even describe it for you. That's how they explain the next verse. And you know how much pain I'm in. I don't need to describe it to you. You understand it probably even more than I understand it myself. And then that in this way, right, in this whatever road that I walk, tamnu fachli, they have laid a snare for me. They've laid a trap for me. It's basically talking about his enemies. That wherever I go, they're basically trying to trap me and trying to catch me and trying to kill me. So he's going back saying, okay, I can't even explain how much pain to me, but I guess like I'll explain a little bit that like basically wherever I go, they're trying to destroy me. That's what end of Dalet is saying. And then pasuk Hey switches to a bakasha request, right? He was kind of describing how much pain he was in and how much he needed Hashem, and now he's saying, now the next pasuk is a request. Is habeit yamin ru'ei ve'in li makir. So habeit means look to your right, and look to and see the ainly makir, and see that I have no friend. There's nobody here to help me. There's nobody who's going to help me right now. Avar manos mimeni, that means escape is lost for me, meaning it's impossible for me to get out of here. And ein doresh lenafshi, there's nobody who's seeking me to save my life. I'm all here by myself. It's just me, right? Um, then we go to pasuk vav. Um, Za'akti Za'akti elecha Hashem. So I have cried out to you, Hashem. Why have I cried out to Hashem? Because I saw there's nobody around who's going to help me. It's me by myself. There's no one who's even ein doresh l'nafshi. That was the end of pasuk K. There's no one who's even looking for me. It's all me, all by myself. I have no one to help me. That's like the phrase. There's no such thing as an atheist in a foxhole. Why not? Because there's no one else to help you, right? You're there by yourself. You're just praying to God, because God is the only thing God is the only person who can help you at that point. And that's how David feels when he was in his cave. Zakti elech Hashem. I can only cry out to you, Hashem. Amarti atamachsi. I've said, you are my refuge. You are going to be you're going to be what saves me. Chalki be'eretz hachayim, and my portion in the land of Chaim. Meaning to say that basically that you are the God who chose me to serve you my entire life. That Eretz HaChaim they explain as living in this world. They explain as Olam Hazeh, that you chose me to basically serve you in this world. You chose when you caused me to live. Why do you cause me to live? So that I could serve you, Merit Chaim. So that's why you should save me, so that I can keep on serving you as I keep living. So then we go to Pasuk Zion. Pasuk Zion says, Hakshiva al rinasi, listen to my Rina. Sometimes we say means song, but they translate here as cry. I think, yeah, I mean, because I think Rina also means usually like a happy song. So, yeah. So they explain here that in Rav Kook, that Rina means songs, but it can mean happy song or sad song. Just means song. We're using the word Rina to describe tefillah because it means an emotional song that sometimes we cry out to Hashem best when there's music involved, because we can really feel our emotions, whether those are happy emotions or sad emotions. So we're saying Hakshiva Rinasi, listen to the song of my tefillah, the devastating sad song of my tefillah. Kidalosi meod, because I have been brought very low. Hatileni merodfai, rescue me from my pursuers, those who are chasing after me. Ki amtsumi mani, because they are stronger than me. So that's what the pasuk's saying. So we said this in YU. We said this for like 2 weeks, and I would always pause at this pasuk. That I was thinking about it from my perspective. Being in YU, I was obviously thinking about the war going on in Israel, and I was saying, Hashem, listen to my cry because I've been brought low. Rescue me from my pursuers. I'm having in mind, right, the soldiers, rescue them from their pursuers, because they're stronger than I am, or meaning, right, they're stronger than our enemy is stronger than we are. And I would always pause there and be like, are they really stronger than us? I don't know. I think it's we have a pretty strong army, and I would pause there and I would wonder, are we stronger? Are they really stronger than us? And then I don't know. If anyone has other thoughts, you can feel free to unmute. But then I thought could be that it's not just about. It could be we're not just. It's when we say they're stronger than us, we don't doesn't mean only in military capabilities. It's also in the world's perception. And we've kind of seen how the reaction of the world has been something which it seems like they really are stronger than us for whatever reason in getting the world to act on their side. And then when we see how who has the majority of the world on their side, it seems like they really are stronger than us in in that respect. So I don't. I mean, you can view the words of the Tehillim in whatever way you want, but Tehillim is saying "Ki am too many," that our enemies are stronger than us. I mean, certainly for Hirsch, who we have in mind, certainly where he is right now, his enemies are stronger than he is. Right? I mean, it's very obvious how every single pasuk so far in this chapter of Tehillim you could imagine him thinking and him saying, as well as all the other hostages. It's very clear that if this would be their tefillos, this is probably are their tefillos that they're saying right now. But for us, right, that was just the way I personally was relating to that pasuk, and I still am when I say it. We'll finish this chapter, and then if anyone wants to mute and to have say a different perspective on how you view the whole chapter or that verse in particular, feel free. And then we finish the chapter Tehillim Ches Hotzia Mimasker Nafshi, release from confinement my soul, Lehodos Es Shemecha, to acknowledge your name, Biyach Tirit Tzadikim, with me the righteous will crown themselves, Kisig Molalai, when you bestow kindness upon me. So first we're asking for Hashem to release us, right? Release us from the place that we're trapped. That for David that was a cave. For other people, hopefully they're released from other terrible places where they're trapped. And why should we be released? Lehodos Eshemecha, to acknowledge your name. They explain here to acknowledge publicly that you have rescued from overwhelming odds the one who truly places his trust solely in you, right? What bigger Kiddush Hashem is that than Hashem being able to rescue the people who are trapped where it seems like there's no way of them getting out, and for us to just why should they rescue us so that we can acknowledge Hashem and praise Hashem forever to know. Biyach Tirit Tzadikim, they explain here that with me the righteous will crown themselves. That they explain the righteous whose lives are predicated upon absolute trust in God, glory in every instance of miraculous deliverance that vindicates such trust in the eyes of the world. Kisig Molalai, because you have bestowed kindness upon me, and I'm basically going to make that known to everyone when I'm saved. So that's 142. That's the Tehillim, the chapter. If anyone has any comments or other perspectives on this very powerful chapter of Tehillim, I invite you to unmute and share. If not, we'll just